If you don't know how to draft a bustier pattern, then this video is definitely for you. Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to draft a basic bustier pattern. I have already drafted the basic bodice pattern, which is already up on our channel. You can go and check it out. So we're going to start by placing our nipple to nipple measurement, and mine is 4 inches. We're going to start from the bust area down to the under bust and down to the waist. And remember, to get the front dart, you have to come down 1 inch under the bust point. I'm already labeling my chest point, my bust point, my under bust, and my waist point. The side going towards the center front, we are going to mark 1/2 inch by the under bust area and by the waist area and connect, as you can see in the video. Alright, please do also watch closely so you can be able to understand what's going on over here. You already know the vibe, right? Then after marking the 1/2 inch for the center front area, the side going towards the side front, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches, the same place, that's the waist and the under bust, and connect as so. Of course, you have to connect your dart line so you can be able to have a proper guide on how to connect your dart points. Okay? For people that are very busty, you can use 2 inches. But in this video, we're going to use 1.5 inches. Now get the midpoint of your shoulder length and mark and connect to the bust point as well. Bearing in mind that for us to get our front dart, you have to go down 1 inch below the bust point. As you can see, then use your French curve and connect your dart point from the under bust up to the 1 inch below the bust. The same thing from the side front to connect it back to the 1 inch below the bust, as you can see with your French curve. Now, the height of your bustier depends on how you want it. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be going up 2 inches below the chest point. That is the amount of coverage that I want for this pattern. For yourself, it depends on how much coverage you want. It's your choice. So I'm going to connect the 2 inches above the chest point and give a straight line. On that 2 inches above the chest point, by that line, the shoulder dart line, I'm going to come out 1 inch on both sides for the bust tightening and connect back with my French curve, as you can see in the video. After the bust tightening, the kind of neck you want for your bustier is your choice. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a sweetheart neckline, and I'm going to go down 1/2 inch from that 2 inches above the chest point and then connect to one side of the bust tightening with my French curve, as you can see in the video. I'm also going to do the same thing to the other side, which is the armhole area. But for now, I'm not going to do that because I want to do that later with my free hand. Just watch closely very well, please. The bust we are working for this tutorial is bust 38, waist of 31, round under bust of 30, as you can see in the video. And now we are going to get our horizontal measurement. After calculating your bust measurement, you have to calculate what you have in between. That's the space you have for the bust tightening. You have to get the number and add it back to your bust. And our bust is 38 divided by 4, and we have 2 inches for the space we have for the bust tightening, and we're going to add it back to our bust area. The same thing to the chest point as well. It's just like adding back what you eliminated from your body measurement. Now we're going to do the same thing again for the round under bust. My round under bust is 30 divided by 4, and I'm using 1.5 sewing allowance. And the dart space from the under bust as well is also 2 inches, and I'm going to add it back. 30 divided by 4 plus 1.5 sewing allowance, then plus the 2 inches that we have by the dart area. I'm going to add it back at the under bust. We're going to do the same thing for the waist area as well. 31 divided by 4 plus my sewing allowance, and I'm going to calculate what I have in between for the dart area, which is 2 inches as well, and then I add it back to my waist measurement. As you can see in the video, it's just very simple. Like, it's really that simple. Once I'm done, I'm going to connect with my ruler, and trust me guys, our bustier for the front is ready. Like, for real, it is ready. Now for the underarm area, I'm going to use my free hand to just do the connection that I want. However you want it is your choice. Just, work your way around it and just play around it. Now that we are done with the front part of the bustier, I'm going to use my tracing wheel to trace out the horizontal lines so I can have a guide to mark for the back pattern. Now it's time to cut out our front and our back pattern so we can be able to, trace our back pattern. I've already marked my back pattern already. With the help of my tracing wheel, the lines were already clear, so I had already mapped it out. And for the back pattern, we're definitely going to start with the nipple to nipple measurement. And you remember that the dart for the back will start from the chest point. That's half an inch below the chest point. So I'm going to start marking from the chest point to the bust point, to the under bust, and down to the waist. And then I'm going to connect to my straight ruler. And you already know the vibe on how to go about your darts. I'm also going to come out half inch on both sides and then connect my dart, of course, with our straight ruler. Don't forget that the back dart is half an inch below the chest point and the front dart is 1 inch below the bust point. After connecting my dart, I'm going to get the midpoint of my shoulder length and of course connect it back to the point. That's the dart point, the half an inch below the chest point. We can't forget our zipper bulge elimination. I'm going to come out half an inch and connect back. Now it's time to get our horizontal body measurements, and you get your bust point divided by 4 plus also an allowance. You mark at the chest point and on the bust point, and of course you go down to the waist and get your waist measurement divided by 4 plus also an allowance plus the 1 inch dart allowance. Then you mark and connect with your straight ruler. Your back dimension is not the same with your front because the front is where you have your bust tightening and your under bust shaping. Okay? You people know how much I love to eliminate zipper bulge. So if you refer back to our basic bodice pattern on our YouTube channel, you will know what I am doing right now, where I go up 0.75 to eliminate more zipper bulge. All right? And mind you, when you are done doing this, don't forget to add that 0.75 back. Maybe you want to do a bustier pant or a bustier dress, whatever the case may be, at the back so you don't have a reduction in your fabric, okay, when you are cutting. Now, I'm already slashing out my bustier because the dart space is no longer needed, all right? Those darts that you have, they are not needed. You just eliminate it out. That's where you have your bustier shaping and your bustier tightening, and our bustier is ready. That's the front side of the bustier and that's the back side of the bustier. Now, if you don't want to use, if you want to make a tube bustier, you can eliminate the upper part. But if you want to use the upper part, that can serve as your yoke area of the bustier. I don't know if that makes sense. If you want to do a tube bustier, you can take that away. But if you want to do a bustier where you would need a yoke, you can use the upper area as your yoke. You can even decide to use a different fabric for it, just spicing up the look of the outfit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Guys, if you got to this point in this video, it means this video is super helpful to you. I would appreciate it if you like, share, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so that when we drop a video, you will get notified. At this point, I'm just trying to smoothen the area of the underarm hole so I don't have some kind of unnecessary gaping on that part. It's nothing too serious. Okay? Guys, our bustier is ready, but please bear it in mind that whatever you are doing, your armhole area must connect. They must be of the same length so you don't have issue with your placement or your sewing. It is very important. Whatever shape you want for the height of your back is your choice, but the armhole must connect. The armhole must be of the same length. It's very important. If you're still here at this point in this video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.